Yeah. Jalaluddin al-Muhalla or Jalaluddin al-Suyuti. What it is? What it is? Al-what? Al-Mahalli. Well, I don't see, I don't see two dots under the name here. I'm going to show it to you on the screen. So you Muslims, when you wrote the names is wrong. Here we go. It says, Alright, hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you, greeting about your friends. And today, let us give some respect to the most respected prophet, proven scientifically, historically, geographically. Any Lee you want, even the Lee from China, he will witness that Muhammad was a prophet.
Sure.
Today I was searching for a topic, what I would go and talk about. You know, on YouTube always helps me. And then I saw two idiots. I guess they are from UK. And they have a video. The title is, "You think Islam is a true religion? Are you stupid?" So those are two ex-atheists who became Muslims, white boys. And in their videos, they are telling you how much they feel different now because they are being Muslims. And the other guy, he told us how science agree with the Quran, even though Islam is not supposed about science. And, you know, I mean, I don't know, I felt I want to cry. And then I left a comment for this potato in the left, the one with the beard. And the coward, he took down my comment. I checked 2 hours after. All what I said to them, well, as long as Islam is not a stupid, do you dare to take my call? And let us see if Islam is a stupid or not. I will call him. Just give me your card. Or you call him. The potato, he took down my comment. As the rest of them, they are a bunch of cowards. And very funny that the one in the right, he says that the Quran is the most preserved book, yet we cannot find one copy. this idiot, the bald guy, you know, this guy is, it reminds me of this stupid rapist from Korea who tried to rape a Muslim woman. What's his name? Kim, he want to be a singer. Nobody listened to him. This going to be a singer. Nobody listened to him. So he decided to convert to Islam. Now when he recited the Quran, still nobody listened to him. So, good luck. I'm not going to play any of their videos. You can watch it. I have a link down in the info. But it's the most stupid, silly ever. However, I said to myself, if I speak about Islam to be stupid from my own, well, we'll say, well, this is a Christian prince saying it. So I decided to bring Mimi Hijab. Mimi Hijab, or not, this is not Mimi Hijab. What the heck is that? Where does it come into me from? Okay, hold on, where is Mimi Hijab? Let me search for Mimi Hijab. They are not even close. They are not even in the same country. My geography is messed up like Muhammad's geography. Alright, so I found a video for Mimi Hijab, and the title of the video, it says, "Scientific errors in Quran refuted." You know, are you kidding me? For sure it's refuted, you know. And then here, I want to say thank you to Mimi Hijab, may Allah bless her. She gave us how to jump from topic to topic, like here. You do not need, like you can search from topic and you can go to any of them. I'm not going to skip really, but this will be like endless. I mean, the video is what? Is 2 hours, 3 hours? Almost 3 hours. So if I want to talk about all of it, play it, all of it, I mean, if I play it, all of it, just 3 hours. Me talking, at least will be 3 hours. That will be 6 hours. So I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to show you how stupid the stupid Muhammadan, they refute the claims. The first claim is Adam height is 60 cubit. Make sense? How the Muslim they can fix that? Listen carefully and try not to. I choose the first one, and then we will see what we'll take next.
Today, inshallah, we're going to be dealing with a hadith which references Adam alayhi salam, a prophet of Islam, as being 60 cubits tall, like 27 meters. And they say this is unbelievable and impossible. But before we get to this hadith, let's talk about the Islamic stance on the theory of evolution. Generally speaking, talking about the theory of evolution, Muslims don't have an issue, or shouldn't really have an issue with speciation, adaptation, or even evolution of animals, because we believe that there's nothing explicit in the Quran one way or the other. Actually done with Abdullah al-Ujairi. Sheikh Abdullah al-Ujairi is a prominent figure in Saudi Arabia who researches these matters and well published in this field. In my discussion with him, this was his opinion, so which is quite frankly like 99.9% if we look at it from a math perspective.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Al-Ujairi said, we are not against that, but he cannot give us a proof from Murakan. Can you? Where you and Al-Ujairi brought us this from? Show us in the Quran where it says that evolution in the Quran is accepted. I want to see that. Go ahead. They know nobody is going to question anyway. But the second we say, okay, where do you get this from? Shouldn't you give us reference where the Quran and Islam teach evolution? So now the guy who was 60 cubit tall, and now we became 6 foot tall. Not much different, and yet we cannot find one bone, like what they say. A guy is 60 cubit tall. This is a guy 6th floor building. Okay, can we find one bone for such a giant man? Okay, so now we found this evolution. This is evolution, but this is not what evolution says. Does it?
We like 100% of the theory. The issue we take issue with, or the point of evolution sliver of which really diametrically opposes some of the Islamic narrative, is human evolution. Now, obviously, we have a narrative. We have a narrative in Islam, which is that Adam was created directly, or the Prophet Adam was created directly by God Almighty. And there are many things which differentiate human beings from the rest of the animal kingdom. Morality, the ability to question why, many different language, civilization, and so on and so forth. And it couldn't have been the case with argue that we can actually in any way be equated to the rest of the animal kingdom. And there's something special about human being that dignified.
And supposedly he is saying Arabic, but I'm not going to make fun of
children of Allah. So we don't necessarily agree with that as only use of animals, but as it relates to the human being.
We don't agree and disagree with Darwin. Okay. What an opinion. We agree about not to agree, but about disagree. So don't agree and we don't disagree. I hope I made it clear for you. We Muslims, always stand. We don't disagree with Darwin, but we don't agree with Darwin. And, we agree not, but we agree. But we agree and we don't agree. And we don't agree, and yet we say it again.
Civilization and so on and so forth. And it couldn't have been the case we would argue that we can actually in any way be equated to the rest of the animal kingdom. And there's something special about human being that Allah said in the Quran that He has dignified the children of Adam. So we don't necessarily agree or disagree. We can remain agnostic as to Darwinian evolution without the animals, but as it relates to the human being, there is something special about the human being.
Oh, so all the animals they change except the human being. That's it. This is now it's convincing, So when you God Allah, He said He created two pairs of cattle, 4 pairs of cattle, that's it, the evolution. But the Quran did not mention any cattle as 4. The Quran mentioned that animals just either walk in their belly, or with 2 legs or 4 legs. This is what the Quran is saying. Or we can show reference. But anyway, so here he is trying to explain why Islam is stupid. But anyway, watch it yourself. It's not really important. But I want to just show you how they are trying to duct tape and just blah, 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 blah. But, what is the proof that Adam was 60 cubits long? If there's any proof. The Muslim now, if you go and search for Prophet Adam grave, you will find the Muslims, they have a graveyard for Adam in every place in the world. They have a grave of Adam in Pakistan. They have a grave of Adam in Iran. They have a grave of Adam in Saudi Arabia. They have a grave of Adam in Afghanistan. They have a grave of Adam, and all of them, they are so long. Look. Oh, I found one. Even Adam and Eve in one grave. Look at one grave. The one in the right is different. The one in the other one is different. This one is different. Look at one. This is our sister Eve and Adam sister in the left, and Adam in the right. And look, how the grave is long, but still it's not 6 cubits. Okay, why we don't open them and see if there is any bones there? We have a grave for everywhere in the world. Look at this one. This is a different one. Look like Adam, he died everywhere. I mean, this guy, I think he was taking an airplane, and the airplane exploded, so his head, this is his arm. One arm went to Pakistan, one arm went to Afghanistan, the other arm went to the mouth of Mimi Hijab, you name it. So the guy, even they have his footstep in Sri Lanka. Yes, brother, because Adam, he landed in Sri Lanka, landed in the top of the mount here, and this is his footstep, brother. And then he went to Jeddah. But true, I mean, it must be true story. But this is a Buddhist temple. So look like the Muslims, even they are stealing stories from the Buddhist, which is proof that Islam linked to India at the end. Islam is an Indian religion. Because why Muhammad even choose from word saying that Adam came from India? You tell me. Right? I mean, they have, yeah, look. This is Noah. Look, Noah. Noah looked like a falafel sandwich. So this is a Prophet Noah. They knew where his grave. Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, brother. Yeah. Okay, do you have the grave of his or only him? What a lonely guy. What the heck is that? They make those graves just to make money from the naive ones who they are coming, they pray around them, kiss them. The woman, she cannot have kids. The sheikh there, he take off her panty and make her have a baby because the husband is not able to do it. So praise be to Allah, Anyway, let us go back to Mimi Hijab and see how he is fixing things around, I mean, okay, forget about Adam now, how tall he is. Of Allah, he knows best. That's it. Prophet of Allah, he said, he is 60 cubit, he is 60 cubit. And remember here, if Mimi Hijab accept this hadith, then he should go by the hadith. Why he don't mention the rest? This is the only problem in Islam? How tall Adam is? Okay. So we will skip this part. And then he says, Richard Dawkins, the Quran, the mixing 2 C's. Okay, let's see this one. This is number 2.
Today, inshallah, we're going to be discussing a particular verse, and actually there's more than one of them in the Quran which make these kinds of references, but we'll focus on one because the same thing that can be said of this verse can be said of all of the other ones which have similar phraseologies. And this is a verse number 55 of the Quran, verses 19 to 21, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَرَجَ الْبَحْرَيْنِ يَلْتَقِيَانِ بَيْنَهُمَا بَرْزَخٌ لَا يَبْغِيَانِ. That he let free the 2 seas of water, and you put between them a barrier that you cannot transgress between. Now, I recently saw, and I saw this before, a long time ago, a video of Richard Dawkins. Richard Dawkins actually going to a school with some Muslim students, some young students, and this is a common tactic. You go for the weak ones, the untrained ones, you know.
Is that why you don't dare to debate me? Is that why you went to an atheist? He is a kid to debate him? Where is this kid? Where is this guy? Where is this guy? Oh. This is the debate. This is the guy, Mimi Hijab, he debating is an atheist. Mimi Hijab, he's upset. You debate kids. You argue with kids. What about you come to us? We are the specialists. Even this guy, you could not debate him. He is he made fun of you literally. Exposed me up dishonesty. Debate review. You can go watch it. The guy is an atheist. His name is a channel Cosmic Skeptic. But he's a kid. But remember, Mimi Hijab don't debate kids. And he don't agree to debate kids. No. Only experts. He ran away from debating me. The second I called him, he hung up on me. I called him again, he hung up on me. I couldn't hang up on me.
About logical contradictions, Muhammad Hijab, this is one of the most basic that there is. To say that something is necessarily true is to say that it is true in all conditions, under all...
Anyway, you can watch his video for this guy. Let us go back to Mimi. So Mimi is going to get this guy busted. I mean, why Apostate Prophet keep coming in my face? Hold on, let me close this speech. He keep coming in my face, man. I have it open from a century. Oh. Oh. So this guy, he go and he argue with kids in school.
The students, that they're not theologians, they're not learned, they still actually even haven't finished their GCSEs. And this is the kind of, engagements that Richard Dawkins and the rest of the New Atheist movement are used to doing with the Muslims. You get some weak one and you try and brainwash into your world view. And he was, talking to these little girls or these young girls, and he was trying to persuade them that really he was, that the Quran was wrong. He wasn't saying it in any explicit type of way, but he was being very pedantic. Maybe we can get a clip of this video and see what he has to, what he's doing here.
We learned about the Quran, but at the end of the day, we all came to one conclusion, that the Quran is evidence of science. So what science has proved to be just recently is already proved in the Quran 1400 years ago when it was written.
But that doesn't include evolution, apparently. So what does it include?
It includes stuff like the shape of the earth, about the mountains, how they secure the earth, and how things.
The mountains secure the earth. You remember, you will see now when Hijab, he skipped that part because this is stupid. According to the Quran, Allah, he placed mountains in the top of the earth. It's not the mountains coming from the bottom of the earth. No, Allah, he placed the mountains in the top of the earth because the earth is a carpet, and Allah, he fixed the carpet so the carpet will not fly. So those, look at this woman. Look at this chimney. Look at this chimney. Where is the smoke is coming from? Those are living in England. What the English people did to themselves. This is England. So now those girls, they are copy-paste what they heard all day long. From who? From the adult. And as you see with them, there is an adult woman. They are not alone. And she's a Muslim. So what happened?
The two waters, they don't mix, the salty water and the drinking water, so it's pure for us to drink. They don't mix, but they pass through each other.
Salty water and fresh water don't mix in the sea.
No, it's like they.
I was shocked that RE elbows out science.
As you saw, this man was badgering the kids. He doesn't want to go to train Muslim theologians or public figures or whatever it may be. He's going for the children. And really, he's arguing that this is false in the Quran. It's the idea that you have these sweet water, fresh water, and the salty water, that there is a barrier between no such barrier exists. He said you can go to the kitchen. Yes, you can put the sweet, you can put these two waters together and mix them and disprove the pasuk. This is such a weak and lazy approach. Don't you want to research what this verse is talking about in the first place?
In the first place, I like it when you act like in the first place. Be careful. Once your ass will turn loose out of your shoulder. Why you shake like that? I mean, are you serious? Do you want to go or read in the first place? So are you to me, all those Muslims who made the videos claiming that the Quran is speaking about the ocean and the sea are mixing, they are not reading like him?
Because if you just went to even an English translation
Uh-huh.
of the exegesis of such verse,
Shut the verse.
you don't realize that the prominent or the most popular exegetical opinion of this was that
What is killing me, I want to know how many lies in your hair. I mean, you keep scratching your hair every 2 seconds. For the sake of Allah, just to smash it, kill it. I'm going to focus now in the lies in your head or in the idea. Stop doing that. By the way, the Prophet Muhammad was full of lies, in case you do not know. And yet the Muslims, they clean about hygiene in Islam. Go to the topic, man. So what happened now? What is the verse? The verse, they said, the water, the salty water and the fresh water don't mix. What the Quran says, give us the answer.
the barrier in question were the land masses that were separating seas from rivers. For example, the Arabian Peninsula. For example, other land masses that separate these things. So on the one side of this land mass, you have maybe a sea, and the other side, you have a river, and or within the land, you have a river flowing. This is what referred to here.
Look how stupid you are. The Quran says they will never touch each other, you donkey. Have you ever heard of a fresh water and salty water never transgress? So now he tried to fix it. Now, and by the way, yes, this is what the Quran is saying. This is what the Quran is saying, I agree. But the Muslims, they lie always about everything. But now because Mimi Hijab, he noticed that this idea is stupid. We go to the kitchen, as this atheist, he said to them, we go to the kitchen, we grab a cup of water, salty water, and grab a cup of fresh water, put them together and let us see. Very simple, and we will find that they are mixed. So now he decided to mix, he decided to fix it. But when he fixed it, he destroyed it too. He made it stupid. But just to show you, I will let him finish his answer, and then you will ask yourself, if this is what is meant, why then the Muslims, they have different opinion?
Water, sweet and salty, though they meet, they do not mix. There is a barrier which is forbidden to be tested. There is a barrier.
Did you hear the word say they meet? Did you hear it? They meet. They meet. But they don't mix. So if the water, this is why we as Arab Christians, we laugh at the Quran. Because we do not need a translator to lie to us and fool us what it says. It says they meet. And then the word barzakh means a piece of land. So how they meet and between them a piece of land, look at here. They meet, but there is a piece of land. But look, Zakir Naik, he is not a kid. This guy, he said, this atheist, he went to kids, talking to them, and the kids, they gave him wrong answer because they are not the trained one. They are not the expert one, the educated one. But this is the Qur'an himself, peace be upon her. And yes, this is what is meant, that water, salty water and fresh water are not mixing. Now, Mimi Hijab, he want to wash his hands from what all Muslims videos in YouTube says. From all what they claim in the YouTube. Suddenly, it is not true. This is what the Quran is saying because they notice that this is really stupid. So now he want to wash his hand from it. Listen again to Prophet Zakir Nakura, Allah bless him.
There is a barrier which is forbidden to be tested. There is a barzakh.
Barzakh. This is the only Arabic. This is the only Arabic word you know.
Understand what did it mean? Today, after science have advanced, we have come to know that whenever one type of water flows into the other type of water, sweet water flows into the salty water, it loses its constituents
Uh-huh.
and gets homogenized into the water.
Wow.
This transit homogenizing area, according to the Quran, is called as the barzakh.
So look, Barzakh, according to Mimi Hijab, is a piece of land. Barzakh, according to Zakir Naik, is a transformation between the water. And do you see how Islam is flexible? Barzakh is a piece of a dry land, and this is the correct meaning. So Mimi now he noticed that this is a stupid thing. People are laughing at us. What do you mean they don't mix? If we keep saying what Zakir Naik is saying, people will die laughing at us because water they mix. And they show you a picture of a river going in the ocean or two bodies of water and they have two different colors. That is not because they are mixing, you idiot. No sense in the world they will say that two water are not mixing. They mix every second. But because there is a huge body of water coming from different area, they have their own structure and there's a huge from the other side. That's why we see they are separated, but in reality they are mixing. However, as long as Mimi Hijab he agreed about the answer I used to give always to the Muhammad, that yes, there is a dry land. But how there is a dry land and they meet? If we go in the Quran, the yellow page of Muhammad, we will find this. Chapter 25, verse number 53. Chapter 55, verse number 19. It says the following. And this is the one Mimi Hijab, peace be upon her, was quoting for us. He says, he has loosed the two seas, they meet. Do you see the word they meet? And there is a barrier between them, they cannot transgress. Translation here is very funny. Let us change. Who is the translator here? Bikta. Let us see Hilali Muhammad Khan. But all of us, we knew this is absolutely false. All the huge rivers in the world, if all the rivers, maybe some of them they are so small they don't end in the ocean, but all big rivers in the world, they end in the ocean. So how they never met? How they never transgress? So the stupid Muhammad, he came to his mind that, okay, you know what, this God, he created the fresh water alone and salty water alone so we can drink, and he will never allow them to mix. Look, I go right now in my well and I get fresh water. How come I don't get salty water? Because they are unable to transgress. And as you see here, they never transgress. And Mimi Hijab, he agreed. So this one is very funny. Let us go to the second one. Mimi Hijab. What does the Quran mention sperm and not egg? Oh, that's a nice one.
Today, inshallah, we're going to be talking about a contention which is really a feeble and weak intention.
I have a request. Those who want to download the video later, cut every topic by itself and make it a video by itself. Don't hold the whole thing. It will give you more view, easy to share, and easier for you. All right? And get more videos on your channel. And then when you get enough people subscribing, you can monetize it and make good money from the beard and the lies of Allah and His Prophet. So now let us see, does the Quran mention sperm and not eggs? Let us see what the Quran mentioned.
Contention, sorry, which, like many of those, is really lazy academics at its best. It's the contention that says that the Quran mentions sperm, but it does not mention ovum, and therefore the authorship of the Quran Quran was unaware that such an ovum existed in the first place? Well, actually, the Quran doesn't mention spermatozoa. The word nutfa, which is sometimes translated as sperm drop. If you look at any of the ancient kind of linguistic dictionaries, it simply means qillatun min ma, or a minute quantity of liquid or fluid.
That's deep. Guys, nutfa is not even a sperm. It's little water. Min hijab. You are restricted to the bones because we can get you busted from your prophet words. Let us go to the hadith and everybody will laugh at you. And not only that, we can go to every single interpretation for the verse and people will see who is the one is lying. I will type in the search engine only the word nutfa, nothing else, nothing more. Nutfa, here we go. And now we will find the hadith. And notice that every single Islamic translation, they make it translated as semen. This is Sahih Hadith. This is Al-Bukhari. Semen. Hadith number 318. This is Sahih Muslim. Semen. Hadith number 2644. This is Sahih Muslim. A drop of Hadith number 2646. This is Sahih Al-Bukhari. Semen. Hadith number 6595. This is Al-Bukhari. Semen. Hadith number 3333. This is Riyadh Salihin. Semen. You see, I mean, he said that it means semen, but look like every single potato Muslim in the world translating it into semen when it is not semen. It's not, brother. So why the Muslim translated it this way? That's a good question then. Look like the Muhammadan, they are trying to help us to prove us right against the Muslims, right? You see, all of us hadith is not my, this is not my website, this is not my translation, this is not my reference. If it's not a sperm, then it's not a sperm. But we don't find any one of them saying water, little water. For this is not what it meant. This is speaking about the actually even the Quran, when the Quran mentioned, there's a verse in the Quran, mentioned the word water, even that one is speaking of sperm. Even the word water, when you speak about the creation, you will speak about sperm. Because the Quran divides two creation. There is a creation of Adam, that is Allah, he says, he created Adam from mud, not water. Mud, clean lazib. When he speak about the semen, either he used the word water or he used the word nutfa, which is more specific about semen. So he's trying to fix it, but it doesn't work. It is impurity. It is duct tape, which he's trying to find out a solution for it. But let us go back. Maybe he has something more to offer beside what he just said. So what the Quran speaks, the baby, how the baby is created.
That's what it means. Now, some translators have translated this to mean spermatozoa, or not even that, sperm drop, or something like this. But that is us putting our own kind of 21st century glasses on and imposing it on the Quran. The Quran, even now, the Arabs, when they're talking about, when they write in their kind of scientific textbooks about sperm, they call it al-haywan al-manawi. Okay,
the only hayawan is you idiot. He says that the Arab, when they speak about semen, they call it al-haywan al-manawi. They are trying to translate what is written in the English and Latin books, you donkey. This is why they are using different words. But all of us, we knew that nutfa is the semen, the sperm specifically. Not a single sperm, many. Which is a mistake again. If you are created from all and millions of semen, that means science is wrong. If you are created from one only, that means the Quran is making more decision about how many. However, either one is wrong, because one semen doesn't make a baby, or a billion semen doesn't make a baby. The semen duty or the sperm's duty is to fertilize the egg. And the egg is not a semen, and it is not a, it's not the semen start getting bigger and bigger and make a baby. No, this is what your Quran is saying. So he's trying to make it, oh, it's just a little water. What little water? Explain to us what is the little water in the verse.
Basically, the animal which sperm animal, this is how they translate it.
Stop
Because
touching your nose.
nutfa is not specific enough to that very, sperm that we see in diagrams, and I'm sure we see in pictures and so on, films or whatever it may be. So the Quran doesn't mention that, nor does it mention the egg. It doesn't mention the egg in this, because no one would understand this. I mean, think about the Quran is trying to reach out to a 7th century, 8th century, 9th century audience, not just a 21st century audience. Imagine if it's telling the end user here that if the sperm that comes out or you emit as a man, there is actually animals in there. Or the people would be like, what's this talking about? I mean, think about that. The Quran.
So now he's trying to say to you, at that time the Quran was speaking to stupid people, they will not understand. Okay. So Allah don't want to know He will speak to us today? Are you saying He used the wrong word? Are you saying the Quran never mentioned how the baby is made? What little water? I will go with him. If the nutfa mean little water, explain to me how little water became a baby. You just said water. Continue.
Quran uses phraseology which is appropriate for all peoples and all times. It uses perfect phraseology which we, as for example 21st century end users of the Quranic discourse, can understand, with for example the biological and embryological understanding of, but also that it couldn't alienate the 7th or 8th century or 9th century to 10th century people up until the age when the microscope was developed. This is foolishness at its core, really, this assumption. So yes, it doesn't mention the sperm in that sense, it doesn't mention the ovum in that sense, but the indications, to be quite honest with you, are all there that show that the authorship of the Quran, or the author of the Quran was acutely aware. Like for example, نطفة أمشاج. إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج نبتليه فجعلناه سميعا بصيرا. As it says in Surah Al-Insan, chapter number 76, verse number 2. We have created the human being from a mixture.
Mixture. Let us see the mixture from your prophet and Christian. Here we go. This is your prophet. Explaining what does that mean. Remember he said it's a mixture. So what is the mixture which created the baby? It is the orgasm, not anything else. Not an egg inside the woman. It is the orgasm of the man and the orgasm of the women. When a woman, she came to Muhammad, she had her hand over her vagina and she was pointing there down. She said to him, Prophet, yesterday I was having sexual dream intercourse. A man, he was doing a lot of bang to me, so I had something here, look here. You see, it's wet. So the Prophet, now he want to give her advice, because the Prophet, this is what he do. I mean, this is what Prophet for. Women, they come to your door asking you about their wet dream. What we should do? She have orgasm. The conversation is so clear, and this is Sahih al-Bukhari. Let us read together. Salama said, this is the wife of Muhammad. She said, this is the hooker who came to Muhammad. Oh Allah Messenger, and by the way, this woman later she offered herself to the Prophet to F her. Oh Allah Messenger, Allah does not refrain from saying the truth. Sure, come on. This is what the Muslims they say. There's no shame in Islam. Ask any question you want, as long as it's about the vagina. But don't question Islam. Ask about the vagina, you're good to go. Is it obligatory for a woman to take a bath after she natural discharge. Focus with me. Nocturnal, I don't know if I'm saying the word correctly. Discharge, he said yes, yes. If she noticed the water between two brackets, i.e. discharge, do you see the word water? Do you see the word water? Water. The word here is used is water, not even sperm. Salama said, there's a woman discharge. The wife of Muhammad, she never had orgasm. This is telling you what kind of penis Muhammad he has. His wife, she cannot believe that women, they have discharge ever. And the Muhammadan, they say to you that the Prophet have the power of 40 men. Wife of Muhammad asking, what she say? What? Women, they, guys, imagine how embarrassing that you are talking, you know, you are a prophet who speak about how powerful you are in bed. And then the wife sitting next to you, and she say, what? Discharge? What she is talking about, Muhammad? Oh, honey, don't worry. She's fit to them. Go to the kitchen, okay? Go to the. And now Muhammad now want to explain. So he said to his wife, yeah. Then why does the child resemble the mother? So Muhammad Hijab is trying to fix it. According to Muhammad, the women and the man, when they have sex, the discharge coming out, not in. The discharge coming out from the man, coming out from the women, they meet together. And that what make the child resemble the mother if the women have discharge, which is absolutely scientifically, you know. Like now, if we look at any of you, I don't want to choose any name of yours. I want to see if you are really who in the bed have discharge first, your dad or your mom. If you are a male, this is number one. Obviously, your dad have discharge first. If you are a female, that your mom should have orgasm first. And if you are a female and you look like your mother, that means for sure 100% she have full discharge. If you are a female and you are a female but you don't look like your mother, but you look like your father, because perhaps your father and your mother, they come in the same time. This is the science of a Prophet Muhammad, and Mimi Hijab trying to fix it. According to Muhammad, the water she see, remember, we are talking about a woman, she saw something in her vagina, not inside. She's alone, she's not in. She talking about washing her vagina. Should she wash? Should she wash? As you see, and Muhammad, he claimed that the orgasm of the women is the reason for the baby to resemble his mother. Mimi Hijab is doing his best to fix it, but he'll make it more worse. But hold on. Mimi Hijab will not stop here until he screws his prophet with a screwdriver. I just noticed here, actually, it says, the same topic, if we go down here, it says about the ribs, you know, where the semen and the sperm is coming from. So, number 24, in the minute 41 and 2 seconds, it says, does the Quran say sperm come from between the backbone and the ribs? And look, the stupid, he just said it doesn't mean semen, it doesn't mean a sperm, and now he is using the word sperm. People, do you see the stupidity of this monkey? So in the previous, the video we are playing right now, he is saying it doesn't say semen. The Quran never mentioned the word semen. Are you with me? The Quran, he was saying the Quran never said the word semen. He just, because those videos, he made them in part, not in one day, you know, and then they put them together. So the donkey, he forgot what he said, that he denied the Quran saying semen, and now he is saying, in the moment 41, does the Quran say sperms come from between the backbone and the ribs? So nutfa was not a semen, never said semen. Now the word, and he said that means water, water. When we go to that chapter here, we will see that it says water. He himself is the one who translated as a sperm. Let us go there and love to God.
Today, inshallah, we're going to be talking about a verse which is littered all over these kind of anti-Islamic websites.
Anti-Islamic website for that. Ah, what I did. Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hold on.
Today, inshallah, we're going to be talking about a verse which is littered all over these kind of anti-Islamic websites. This is in chapter 86, verse number 7, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ مِمَّا خُلِقَ مِنْ مَاءٍ دَافِقٍ يَخْرُجُ مِنْ بَيْنِ الصُّلْبِ وَالتَّرَائِبِ. That let human beings see where he has been, from what he has been created. He has been created from a secreted or gushing fluid that comes from, or that he comes from, and we'll talk about the differences in translation.
Now, it's, I hope not scratch his head no more lies. Focus with me, people, focus with me. Focus with me, Muslims, and see how this stupid idiot, he just got his prophet busted again. The same Quran, the same study creation, just the video before it, in the same video, he denied that the Quran is speaking about semen ever. The Quran just say water, little water. Doesn't say semen. Now he is saying it is semen.
بين الصلب والترائب, between the backbone and the ribs. And obviously here, صلب والترائب is translated in more than one way, and we'll come to it. The contention is that this is actually unscientific, because we know that spermiogenesis happens in the testicles, and it doesn't happen between the backbones and the ribs, for example. And the assumption, obviously, is that what is being referred to in the verse when it says ma'in dafiq is sperm, and therefore this verse is out of line with observable reality, and it's a proof against Islam. This is the contention. So let's deal with one thing at a time. First and foremost is the word. What does the word sulb and tara'ib actually mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there are three opinions which are represented in the classical literature and the dictionary. Either we're talking about the backbone and the ribs of the man, or we're talking about the backbones of the ribs and back of the man and the ribs of the woman, or we're talking about the backbone and the ribs of the woman, and we're not talking about the secreted liquid or the secreted fluid, but instead we're talking about the insan, the human being himself. The verse says, فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ, let the human being see from which that which has been created, he has been created from a gushing or secreted fluid, يَخْرُجُ مِنْ بَيْنِ الصُّلْبِ وَالتَّرَائِبِ, which comes from between the backbone and the ribs. Now, could it mean that the human being, يعني فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ مِمَّا خُلِقَ, let the human being see which was being created from, خُلِقَ مِنْ مَاءٍ دَافِقٍ, التقدير here is الإنسان من ماء دافق. The insan was created from ماء دافق, secreted fluid. يخرج من بين, يخرج الإنسان يعني من بين الصلب والترائب, that the insan, he comes.
Look how they changed the meaning. The Quran is saying the human being comes from between the backbone and the ribs. This is what the Quran is saying. Simple. The Quran is not saying that there is a sperm coming from the backbone and the ribs. No. But the verse says, gushing fluid, ma'in dafiq. Let us go to the hadith and see what ma'in dafiq mean, and get Mimi hijab busted again. as usual. Here we go. ماء دافق. What ماء دافق mean? We will see in a minute. Let us see. This mention of man, whenever an mission on when a man he kisses his wife, and if a man he kisses his wife, a mission occur that only have sacrifice anymore. So here they are talking about ma'in dafiq, but the translation is not shows as it is. But here this is the word ma'in dafiq. Ma'in dafiq. If a man he comes no emission of or ejaculation, that is was ma'in dafiq. Dafiq is ejaculation. It's not even about a human being, you donkey, coming from the women. It's about ejaculation. It says in the Quran in front of you, it is a water gushing forth. When a human being out, he comes as water gushing forth, or this is the orgasm. Let us go here. And the funny is, this guy, he is the same one who says, in the beginning he says, why those people don't go and see what the interpretation go? Why those people don't go and read any tafsir? Suddenly he would have seen it. They want to show you any tafsir, will get him busted. Chapter 86, verse number 6, it says, it is created from water gushing forth. It's not. What is gushing forth is the water. Who is the one is proceeding? The water. Suddenly Mimi Hijab, he tried to fix it, he make it, oh, this is about the human being, the baby is gushing forth. Let us go and see Ibn Kathir, the one, Mimi Hijab himself, he asked me last time I spoke to him, this is the only time, he will not dare to make it happen again. He said, Ibn Kathir says that, Ibn Kathir? Let us go and see what Ibn Kathir he said about that. And now Mimi Hijab, he will watch the face of Ibn Kathir with that. Let us see, chapter 86, verse number 6. So suddenly the Muhammadan, they have totally different interpretation for the Quran. All of this is the purpose to find a way to duct tape the stupid Quran. So let us see what Ibn Kathir said. Let the human being see how was it created. This is alerting the man weakness of the origin which he was created. The intent of it is to guide man to accept the reality that the hereafter, because whoever is able to begin the creation, then he can also repeat the creation. Okay, and then he says, explain the verse. He created the water gushing, is created from water gushing forth, meaning the sexual fluid that comes out, bursting forth from both the man and the women. Mimi Hijab, peace upon her, made it that the one is gushing forth is the baby. The human being come out from between the backbone and the ribs. But the Quran is saying that the backbone is the backbone of the man and the ribs is the ribs of the women. And the water is gushing forth. So the Quran assumes that women have a sperm coming from their ribs and men, they have a sperm coming from their backbone. And I find it very funny that Mimi Hijab, he agreed that, yes, you know, it cannot be that sperm is coming from the backbone. It cannot be that the sperm is coming from the ribs. And he is the same person in the same video, he mentioned when we mentioned about this guy, who the atheist who spoke to the Muslims, he said, why he don't go and open any tafsir? If he open any tafsir, he will find the answer. The question now, where Mimi Hijab he get his tafsir from? As long as you are asking them to get their tafsir, are you now a mufassir? Are you now a scholar of the scholars? Are you now more educated than Al-Qurtubi, Al-Tabari, Al-Jalalain, etc.? Is Ibn Kathir the one who make tea and coffee for you, Mimi Hijab, and you send him to buy you falafel when you are doing your studies? So in order to cover the stupidity, we fabricate something is not there. In the same here, let us see if there's anything connected. I'm trying to connect all the stories he mentioned about the baby creation. This is a semen, the sperm coming from between the backbone. We got invested with already. Okay. This is again about the baby creation. So I'm trying to play them together so we can love. In the minute, and 2 hours and 16 minutes and 52 seconds. Number 9. Does Quran word alaqa only mean congealed blood? Let us connect all those together so we can come with the conclusion and the Quran science about how the baby is made.
Inshallah, today what we're going to be talking about is something which relates to the subject.
I love it that you grow, you know, I mean, you play the video before it, he have no hair. The video after it, he have long hair. The video before it, he have no hair. I mean, this guy, he have a wig. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so what the subject?
Of Quran and embryology, and a particular contention which people have, which is that the Quran allegedly says, according to these detractors, but I've seen their material on anti-Islamic websites, that the Quran, that the human being is made up from a congealed clots of blood, and we know from embryological study that that is not the case. And they say the word alaqa, which is the operative word, the important word, it doesn't mean to cling or to be attached to something, which is what many Muslims of today say, which they say is a superimposition of modern scientific jargon into the vocabulary of the Quran. So let's deal with these two contentions one by one. The first thing I'm going to be dealing with, inshallah, is the second thing I've just mentioned, which is the fact that this word alaqa cannot mean something which clings or something which is attached to something else. And that in the vast commentarial tradition and the vast exegetical tradition for 1,400 years, this meaning was unknown to medieval scholars, and this meaning was not used in this way to indicate attachment or connection. The truth of the matter is that it's false. That, in fact, medieval scholars from the very early days of Islam were mentioning in their treatises, in their dictionaries, and in their exegetical and commentarial works, that in fact, alaqa does mean to be attached to or connected to. So I'll give you one or two examples. Ibn al-Jawzi, he says this, and he was a 6th century scholar. Al-Asfahani, who...
Let us see first, one by one. Remember, this guy, he went to all the Muslim scholars, and then he said, Ibn al-Jawzi. Ibn al-Jawzi. So, Muhammadan, if I go right now and look at what Ibn al-Jawzi said, we should find that Ibn al-Jawzi did not say ever that it is dead blood. Who is a Muslim would like to call me live on air and read for me what Ibn al-Jawzi said? I'm going to open Ibn al-Jawzi This is your Islamic website. And whatever Ibn al-Jawzi say, we will take. Who is a Muhammadan? He want to get Muhammad hijab busted with no mercy. And tell us what Ibn al-Jawzi said. Any Muhammadan? You know, I think that Mimi Hijab, when he did make this video, he knew that the Muslims is the one who is the shit. And if there's non-Muslims, they don't know even who is this guy Ibn al-Jawzi. Where are we going? Where are we going to find him even more? If we need him. And if we find him going to be out. I would like to call Mimi Hijab, if he dare, to tell me what Ibn al-Jawzi said. What if I show you, and I show everybody here, that Ibn al-Jawzi, he said that it is a dead blood, and it is a solid blood, not only dead blood. Let me open with nature. This is good news, Jonesy. Meaning to judge, he says, as an example, giving the scholars who explain this word, it doesn't mean that the blood, it doesn't mean blood at all, it means something is hanging. Yes, about that. And the lion, he says they are from the 6th century. Those are people from the 11th century. And you are a fraud. And this is the new Joseph. Let us see what's the thing. Actually, with New Joseph, you get your basket conclusions. You said that Mustaq does not mean sperm. So New Joseph, you said, and which part of the real marine? It is the semen. والعلقة دم عبيط جامد. العلقة is a dead blood. The monkey, he is the one who asked me to open the book of Al-Jawzi. Not me. I mean, from all the stars, he is sure now, he decides, here I can find, where I can find. So he looked for someone, nobody can find him. This is the website of Al Jawzi. Let us open. Open it in Google browser, so you can click at Google Translation. You can click Google Translation. After you open the website, I want you to click in the right side of the page. You see, the page have like a different format. Like there's a window here, scroll by itself, and the Quran at the top is fixed. You see? So let us see if that will work. I don't know if that will work. Translate to English. If not, I will find different page. Here we go. We read it from the top. Is it a blood, and it's a solid blood? Remember, he is the one who said that it doesn't say anywhere human, so here it says human. Here, the translation is saying lump of a blood. The Arabic says solid solid blood, which means dead. Jamid, jamid. Anyone who speak Arabic, he knew. Jamid. Let me show it to you again. This is the word jamid. So Mimi Hijab, peace be upon her, she decided to go to a book, and this book is going to explain to us that they are lying. The enemy of Allah, they are saying it is dead blood, it is solid blood. No. I will show you someone from the 6th century, liar, who gave it from the 11th century. When he says 6th century, is just to be serious, to make you believe this is from the time of Muhammad, the earliest. This guy was, he made the tafsir of the Quran before the Quran. Because in the 6th century, Muhammad didn't have a book yet. This is the 6th century of Islam, which means the year 1100 something. However, this idiot, he chose for us a book agreeing about two things. He says it doesn't say sperm, and obviously it says it's sperm. He says it doesn't say that in here. The term to read, it says that in here. You see it, people? Any Muslim can tell me how stupid this idiot? And this is a guy who did a study to show us how to refuse. Same time as one who reads now from the book of the choice. Remember, one now say, I will accept a Jawzi. One Hijab say, Al-Jawzi is a donkey. You are quoting him because you are trying to build your case by getting a scholar from the 6th century, brother. Can you now deny that you got yourself busted in everything you said? You lie, you said the Quran never mentioned the word semen, but Ibn al-Jawzi, he said semen. Let us go back to the video. So first reference, you said, we got him busted with it. Did you guys get the reference? People, did you get the link? Did you get the link? There's anyone did not get the link? Don't ask me later for the link. May Allah link you. This is the link again, save it. And go to Mimi Hijab and show him how stupid you are. Christian Prince get you busted. You thought nobody will go after what you said? Well, we are here to laugh at you, at your prophet. So now we prove actually, as long as this is the scholar he approved, we prove Islam to be false because he himself, Mimi Hijab, agreed that this is cannot be true. If this is true, this is a scientific mistake. Let us go back to Mimi Hijab, may Allah bless her. He is giving us all the good we can know. You can't deny the good of Mimi Hijab. So it was weird to start from the beginning again. Here we go.
Inshallah, today we're going to be talking about something that relates to the subject of Quran and embryology, and a particular contention that people have, which is that the Quran allegedly says, according to these researchers that I've seen the material on anti-Islamic websites, that the Quran, that the human being is made up from, the congealed drops of blood, and we know from embryological studies that is not the case. And they say, people do not witness. When you say that is not the case, and isn't him who chose Ibn al-Jawzi, and isn't it Ibn al-Jawzi who said, well, this is now what it is, it is the blood. Before I continue with my reference you will give us, let us go and see the hadith. Look like Ibn al-Hijab, you need better than his prophet.
hadith how Muhammad explained how Allah he created the belly. What the hadith says. First of all, Muhammad he claimed that you are created as semen in your mother belly for 40 months. Maybe this is a case for me. I don't think this is a case for everybody because I have a special skills and look like Allah was taking a lot of time to meet me if you're the creator. So 40 days inside your mother belly and you are collected as what? As a semen. But this is not what we are talking about. We are talking about the blood. Look what the Muslim translation is saying. Look like the Muslims are the anti-Islam too. He said he saw that the anti-Islamic phobic people saying it's a clot of blood. Remember, the one who said that is the anti-Islam. But this is the hadith of his prophet, and this is the Muslim website, and this is their translation. It is now a clot of blood. The question here to Mimi Hijab, who her hair is growing, short in hair, short in growing, I don't know, it's a miracle how this happened. Why the Muslims are saying it's a congealed blood if it is not? Can you explain to me? Are they helping us? Are they taking our side? Are they making things up? Is the Muslims Islamophobic too? Maybe the Muslims are anti-Islam. Maybe, you know, the owners of Islamic website, all of them, they are anti-Muhammad. Something fishy, brother, you know? So, not only that, if we go to the translation, if we go to the translation, we will see the Muslim translated as a congealed blood too. Remember, he saw that translation in the anti-Muslim videos. Absolutely false. This is not what Islam teaches, brother. But isn't it this is your Islamic translation? Let us see who is the one who translates that. Look, this guy is a Christian. His name is Muhammad Hilali and Muhammad Khan. Double Muhammad. Double Muhammad, they translate the Quran. They come with double cloth. So the anti-Islamic brother, they are lying, saying it is a piece of thick coagulated blood, when nowhere it mentioned that. It's a lie. It's a lie. Sometime I can fly. The Muslims, they think they can fly with their lies. And then the Muslim, they look at the comment underneath, and the Muslim says, praise be to Allah, brother, for having you. You refuted them all. You get them busted. Brother, you did a great job, brother. And you finished them. Did you just say Ibn Jawzi? Here we go, Ibn Jawzi get them busted. Brother, do you have more reference besides Ibn Jawzi? Oh, yeah. You think? Only I have Ibn Jawzi, you are kidding me? Listen, I will give you more.
The word alaqa, which is the operative word, the important word, it doesn't mean to cling or to be attached to something, which is what many Muslims of today say, which they say is a superimposition of modern scientific jargon into the vocabulary of the Quran. So let's deal with these two contentions one by one. The first thing I'm going to be dealing with, inshallah, is the second thing I've just mentioned, which is the fact that this word alaqa cannot mean something which clings or something which is attached to something else.
Potato, you are the one who said that the word nutfa is a water. And no, you are your donkey. You are saying, they are trying to convince us, the Quran saying that nutfa, which is water, is it clinking in something? That's what you are trying to say? And then you quote for us Ibn Jawzi. This is telling us that you never opened the book of Al-Jawzi. Maybe you never have it. Somebody told you. In fact, I am 100% sure that you never had the book of Al-Jawzi, because if you have it, You will read it. If you read it, you will never mention it. There's no way a person will mention such a book, and he did read it. Stupidity is amazing. Oh boy. Let's see the second reference here.
And that in the vast commentarial tradition and the vast exegetical tradition for 1,400 years, this meaning was unknown to medieval scholars, and this meaning was not used in this way to indicate attachment or selection. The truth of the matter is that it's false. That, in fact, medieval scholars from the very early days of Islam were mentioning in their treatises, in their dictionaries, and in their exegetical and commentarial works, that in fact, alaqa does mean to be attached to or connected to. So I'll give you one or two examples. Ibn al-Jawzi, he says this, and he was a 6th century scholar. Al-Asfahani, who has a dictionary talking about the mufradat of the Quran, or the singular words of the Quran. He also mentions that one of the meanings of the word alaqa is something to be attached to sahibuhu, to its companion. So something to be attached to something else.
You know, the funny is that the word alaqa is called alaqa simply because it is attached. But this is not the question. The word alaqa is a given description for blood and blood only. When you hurt yourself, you have a blood attached to your skin. If you wash it when it's still fresh, you can do that. But the more you give it time, the more this blood will make a alaqa. And the Quran saying it clearly that semen become a alaqa, not ariq. The semen itself become, it's a transformation. If you remember, we opened the Quran for you. Let us see here. It says, we made the nutfa into a clot. So what become a clot? The nutfa. Mimi Hijab, he says that the nutfa is not semen, it's water. Al-Jawzi, the same scholar he mentioned, he said it is a semen. And I wonder why he don't want to quote Al-Jawzi for semen too. And that nutfa, which is the semen, but if we take it as Mimi Hijab, he said it's just water, that water become a clot, between two brackets, a piece of thick conjugated blood. We can change the translator. We are not choosing I'm just randomly, let us say Khattab. I'm just using Islamic translation. A clinging clot of a blood that developed clot into the lump. And here you ask yourself, why every Islamic translation saying what Mimi Hijab trying to fight? The answer is very simple. Because it's already proven to be false. So how we can accept something false, we have to duct tape. I'm just switching translation from one to one randomly. I don't know what will come next. Remember, he said nowhere it says semen, but as you see, the Muslim, they keep saying semen. Yusuf Ali. Let us see what Yusuf Ali is saying. we made the sperm into a clot of a congealed blood. But Mimi Hijab, he noticed those things happen only in anti-Islamic websites. So it turned to be that all Muslim scholars are anti-Islamic website. What if I go right now and see what Ibn Kathir is saying, or Qurtubi, or Jalalain? Are the anti-Islamic website, chapter 23, verse number 14. This is Ibn Kathir. And ask yourself, if you are a Muhammadan, who are you want to talk? Someone in YouTube, or the ones they themselves, they ask you to open. When he start his video, he is the one who asked you, he asked this guy, the atheist who met with the kids, why you did not open the tafsir? Huh? Why you did not open the tafsir? Why? You did that in purpose, don't you? You don't want to open the tafsir, but it turned to be he is the one who don't want to open the tafsir. And he started giving us his own tafsir. And now, if we see what Ibn Kathir is saying, is Mimi Hijab going to say he is anti-Islamic, he is Islamophobic? What he will say. Let us read what Ibn